Welcome YouTubers and welcome back to the channel. Right, today we have the Apple Macbook A1342. I've taken it apart and diagnosed it, and I'm going to do a bit of a modification on this. As you see, I've got a green light on the MagSafe, and if we press the power on button, we have nothing. So I'm just going to unplug that. But one thing to test, this is a fairly common fault on these. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Right, down by the keyboard ribbon, there's two pads here. This is the also the start button. So if I short these out briefly, as you see, the fan spins and the computer will actually boot up. As you see, what the actual problem with this one, and it looks like quite a few people out there have the same problem, is this power switch actually goes faulty. The keyboard still works, and I thought, oh, that's good, but not so good, because the actual keyboard is totally inbuilt into the bottom housing, as you can see. And yeah, you can get the bottom housing and keyboard. You can actually just get the keyboard, but to actually change that, that's quite a horrendous job. And even myself, I think I'll get the bottom housing with the keyboard. But the price is, it was well over, when I looked, it was well over £100 for a laptop that's probably not worth too much. It's a bit on the pricey side. So I thought, what can I do? There's not much space in this. So what I'm going to do today is, I've noticed that there is a square of space right behind the hard drive there. I'm going to mount a push button on off switch in this section, and then run the wires, some wires here, to this remote button here. So instead of using the on button here, I'll have my own custom one here. The beauty of this is, if I do decide to actually replace this keyboard and that, any modifications I do to this outer case will also disappear, because it's all part of the same thing. Right, I've got some components, and I think the grand total is probably about £1.20. I'm going to have a little tactile switch in here, and for the button I'm going to try using an LED, because I needed something with that top hat rim so it didn't, the button didn't fall out. So we're going to go ahead now, remove the hard drive, and look about getting the button in here connected to here. Okay, let me find some tools. The hard drive on these comes out pretty simple. You got two screws here, which holds an aluminium bar. Right, sorry if I'm getting in the camera's view here. And once you've done that, then we can unplug the hard drive. Okay, actually, before I do unplug, let me plug that back in. I'm going to just rest that back in its location. Just trying to have a look how much space I've got. Okay. Alright, hard drive unplugged, and we need to look at this tactile switch now and see how we're going to mount this. and then drill through the case. Right, here's our tactile switch. We are quite limited for space, as you can probably see here. Yeah, we're going to mount it somewhere in here. So what I need to really do is measure, roughly where I'm going to drill it here. Hopefully it's going to be all in line with the port, so I'm going to take in that as gospel. Right. I'm going to try and carry on a line with a straight edge. Okay. Straight edge. As usual, can't find jack in the workshop. Okay, it's not exactly a straight edge, but it will do, hopefully. Right, let's try and I'm trying to go from the centre there. Just draw a line there. I hope that's going to be good. And this is an approximation. It's about the centre of that gap. So I'm looking at, hope you can see that. Come on. Can we actually brighten it up? Right. Need to tap the screen to focus, don't I? Right, I'm going to drill a hole there, which is the diameter of me LED I'm going to use. I'm going to use a red. Obviously you can use any colour you want. Right, let's just get me. Okay, so that's 4.8 mil. So we really want to try something like a 5. Hopefully this is about a 5. 5.32. I'm gonna be happy with that. I want a bit of play. Gives me a bit of room for error. Right. What I'm going to do is drill a hole through there. I ain't going to do that on camera. I'm sure everyone knows what drilling a hole looks like. And I will be back once I've got the hole. Right, I'm back. Hole drilled. Hopefully that will fit there. Yeah, that's actually quite a nice set. Right, here's my LED. I'm using a red. You could use a green, clear, yellow, infrared black, whatever you fancy. Right, first thing I'm going to do is actually chop the leads off, because I don't need those. And let's try my new on button for size. Right, so yes, and the switch is going to be on there holding it in place, and this would be my on button. That is absolutely, I couldn't have actually measured this LED any better. So that's the LED. Right, now for the, let's just put this to one side. Tactile switch. Let's work out what connections are what. Let's work out where the ends of the leads are. Right, what's common? So, okay, so that makes it even better. So that means the switch contact should be from there to there. they are. That is absolutely superb. So what I'm going to do, I'll chop off one lot. Sorry if you can't see me here. I'm going to stretch these along a bit. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. I look for something just to hold this switch from in. Just not holding it too much. And I'm going to tack on some wires. I mean, they're only going to be fairly thin wires, but I am going to make them over long. Right, because I can cut them back at my leisure. God. And I hate stripping this cable. This is actually a Teflon coated cable, and Teflon is a real pig to strip. Come on. It either goes first time or it doesn't go at all. Right, yeah, that'll do. Let's actually make that about the same. The beauty of Teflon is it is heat proof. Right, let's get a bit of solder. Tin my legs a bit. The ones on the switch, that is. My normal legs, I tan my legs. And tin switch legs. Right. Now what I'm going to do is solder the two leads. On here like so. So they're soldered. I'm going to be semi-nice and put some. Actually, I might put some just sleeve in. I don't think heat shrink. Oh, that might. I was going to say I don't think the heat shrink will actually shrink down that far, but I think this one might. Heat shrink normally shrinks half its size. Rule of thumb. So we'll find out. Okay. Let's see how far this heat shrink will go down. I think it will do its job. Okay, they're pretty insulated. So I now have a switch with two flying leads. Back to the MacBook. Alright, let's cut my cutting some of the cables now. I am going to, they're still too long. But what I want to do is strip them before I actually fix. Before I fix the button in. Because I know what I'll do is I'll try and strip these and rip the button right out. So come on, that's okay. Right. Okay, that's fixture time. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to rig out my hot glue gun, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hot glue this button into position so it doesn't move. Okay, hot glue gun's hot. Got my LED in place. I hope I've got enough room to do this. Switch in place nearly, and I'm going to push it and butt it right up there, and what I'm going to do is just blimey, didn't want to do that. I've just glued one end. A moment. Just waiting for the hot melt glue to set. Or should I say go hard enough so I can take my finger off this damn button. Okay. I can't see it's working. Hopefully I'll have enough room. Right, hello, as I was saying before the phone rang, hopefully I'll have enough space. Right, will I heck? You bastard. I am talking millimeters, absolute millimeters. Okay, I'm talking millimeters, folks. Looks like I may be able to shave a bit of that hard drive. Okay, that is quite nice, I must admit. Yeah, so what I'm actually thinking of probably just taking, I think I need about 1 mil. I might not even need that. On the bloody holes. They're definitely there, aren't they? Yeah, it's going to be about 1 mil. So I might look at just niching that. And hopefully the switch will actually then sit in there, which will give it a bit more rigidity and work even better. Okay, bit of modification later. What I actually did is I deassembled this again from the glue, and I don't know if you can see it, but with a knife I just cut out, because there was a lip here which is about 1 mil. So the LED assembly is moved over by 1 mil. I've also managed to shave off this section here, which is just over 1/2 mil. And now what we got is it. Line up the holes in the hard drive. Yeah, it's a tight fit, but a good fit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on too much glue, so right, well that's hot. Let's see if I can get a bit just there. Don't want to over glue it because I don't want to risk getting that on the switch. Right, so button in place, hard drive in place, hard drive bracket back in. Hard drive bracket back in. Nice clicky action. Okay, soldering iron's hot. Let's just tin these ends. Okay, and as I said before, we're going to connect to these pads here. On some models it's actually tagged as a button or PWR button. Right. Just going to tin the two pads. And it's not polarity conscious, so we're just gonna solder. I want to put solder everywhere. Hopefully that's just on the plastic thing. Or just chip off. Come on. I think it's just where I melted the plastic, to be honest. Right, we're just going to connect these. That's a tad long, so trim that down. Right, that's our power button in place. Now what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to get a bit more hot melt glue just to A, it holds the wires in place, and B, it will insulate as well. I'm just going to try and get these wires to stick into some non-remote places there. That should be okay, so this should be now functioning. Turn off my hot melt glue because it blooming stings. Right, hopefully this will be a functioning laptop now. And then I can put it back together. Okay, right. Mag safe in, green light. Obviously that one don't work, and where's my power button? Power button's now here. if you want to have a look, see what it looks like. The line here is the line that I made, which I will clean off. Try to anyway. Okay, so here's our power button here, made out of an LED, and if all works well, should be able to press the button and we have life. There you go. So now, one MacBook A1342 back on the road for under £1. And there you have it. Well, I hope that was useful. I'm going to put that together now. I'm a happy chappy. So don't forget to subscribe, leave some comments. I think that's a nice cheap fix to get your laptop back on the road without too much difficulty. A bit fiddly, but not too bad.